In April 1966, Emperor Haile Selassie visited Jamaica. He was the first African head of state to visit Jamaica since the country's independence. On this visit, Selassie also stopped at other Caribbean islands such as Trinidad, Barbados, and Haiti. But, of course, his stop in Jamaica was the most eventful one. Heavy rain showers poured, but this did not prevent thousands of people who swarmed to Palisadoes Airport. Selassie's arrival was on a Thursday, but people began to make their way to the airport and roadside to get a view of the emperor from the Wednesday. People traveled from all parts of Jamaica. They came on foot, in cars, donkey carts, truck backs, and on bicycles. Some hired buses such as JOS. Every means of transport that could be imagined was used to get a glimpse of the Emperor of Ethiopia. They came from remote hillsides, valleys, little villages, big towns, the city of Kingston, everywhere in Jamaica. The atmosphere that day was full of excitement, to say the least. People brought items to show their welcome for the Imperial Majesty. There were large Ethiopian flags and small buntings, handwritten signs, palm leaves, firecrackers and thunderbolts, the Maroons a bang, and of course drums, anything to express their joy. But the crowd that descended at Palisadoes Airport was too much for the authorities, so things got out of control. When the 2.5 hours delayed Ethiopian airliner finally landed, thousands of people were already on the tarmac. They had forced their way past the VIP area that was only to be crossed by dignitaries. The rain ended and the sun began to shine. Those too close to the aircraft before it came to a complete stop seemed unconcerned with the dangers of the turning airplane propellers. Several officials made their way through the crowd to board the airplane while military officers guarded the bottom of the steps. Finally, the door opened and Selassie exited to the roar of loud cheers and comments. As he stood at the top of the steps, it was reported that he had a tearful reaction to the tremendous crowd. He later acknowledged his initial reaction by saying that he was overwhelmed and deeply moved by the wonderful welcoming reception. But how were Selassie and his aides supposed to disembark the aircraft with such a huge crowd surrounding it? Spokespersons finally agreed for Mr. Mortimer Plano, a Rastafarian leader, to speak to the crowd. After dialoguing with Selassie's aides, Ras Plano told the crowd to be calm and step back to allow the emperor to disembark. With security escort, Selassie and his aides were rushed into the Governor General's limousine. The intended airport reception formalities to be held with the Governor General and other dignitaries after Selassie's disembarkation were cancelled. Emperor Selassie's motorcade was driven slowly along the crowded Palisadoes Road and Windward Road through the traffic jam. They passed cheering masses of people along the way. Emperor Selassie also visited King's House, the National Stadium, National Heroes Circle, Michael College, Jamaica College, the University of the West Indies, and his namesake, Haile Selassie Junior Secondary School, now known as Haile Selassie High School. Haile Selassie traveled by rail across Jamaica to Montego Bay, where he departed from Montego Bay Airport. For many Jamaicans, the visit of Emperor Haile Selassie was an unforgettable and emotional experience where they witnessed the presence of a great leader who they proclaim as King of Kings and the conquering Lion of Judah.